I feel like we've covered everybody else enough. We should talk about the most important team in the NFL.
Yep.
Yep. That would be our Cincinnati Bengals.
Who day?
Day.
So throughout the draft community, it was a very well-perceived draft. Sporting News gave the Bengals an A. PFF gave the Bengals a B+. USA Today gave a B. ESPN B. And NFL.com B+. So, Ben, I throw it to you first. What grade do you give the Bengals, and then maybe a pick or two that stand out?
I would give the Bengals a B+ overall in this draft. I mean, one player that I'm excited about, and obviously Zach Taylor was excited about when we all saw his reaction, was Jermaine Burton, wide receiver out of Alabama. I mean, just looking at his game right here, he has good speed. He's an explosive player, and he can play inside or outside the slot. And he averaged 20.5 yards per catch and no drop passes last season in Tuscaloosa. And I feel like him pairing with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I feel like they're going to be a really good trio, and he can potentially learn from them as well.
My only issue with him is, one, the culture presence. When Nick Saban himself says he needs to mature, I don't know if either one of you guys saw the video of him talking about this pick.
Was that
after
early?
It was made.
Oh, it was after it was made?
No, it was made, and then it went straight to Saban, and Saban covered it. He flat out said, like, this kid needs to mature. I mean, he needs to learn how to become a pro.
That's interesting. I did not hear about that, but
Yeah.
I do know he's got some off the field stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
It's debatable. I don't want to go too far into that. It's just when your head coach from college says you need to mature, and it comes from the greatest head coach
I was
in
going to say,
college football
it's not
history.
just any head coach here.
Yeah, it's the greatest head coach in college football history. Saying this, it's a little scary, especially when you had the ideas of Roman Wilson, McMillan from Washington, Franklin from Oregon, Baker from UCF, and DeWalker from North Carolina out there. But I do get why Zach Taylor would be happy with this.
Yeah.
The man averaged 16 yards per catch last year.
Yep.
That's a deep threat. Our biggest issue when we play the Kansas City Chiefs is that they take their two safeties and they put one on T and one on Chase. They're not going to be able to do that now if this kid is as good as what they say he's going to be.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I think I like that pick, and it's very – but there was other people that I wanted. And that's really the theme throughout here. Amarius Mims at the 18th selection.
Damn you, Seahawks.
Damn you, Seahawks, yeah. But God knows we need this guy to be good. Like I hope it works out. But I just didn't. It wasn't a guy who really stood out to me, but he still can definitely.
This will be one that we look back on like we look at, and I'm not saying this is going to be the production, but this is how key and important it is for the Bengals' future. Like we look at when we drafted Cedric O and Jake Fisher and pushed Andrew Whitworth and Zach Zeitler out the door.
Yeah.
We're going to look back at this now because Mims is the guy at right tackle in 2025 and then into the future. They got him slanted in there as the starting right tackle after this year. My issue with the pick is just it's not helping the team now who's saying they're going all in.
Yeah.
I mean, for Mims, is that his last name?
Mims.
Mims.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I have my concerns too because obviously he was dealing with some injuries last year. He only had 8 starts, so I was kind of going up and down. Like, is this the right fit? Is this the guy Cincinnati wants at the offensive tackle? So I don't know. Just kind of.
Yeah, we need him to work out. That's simple as that. He better work out, or else we just wasted a first-round pick. But I wanted to mention, sorry to cut you off, but I'm talking about your guy here, Chris Jenkins. I really love this pick. I don't know why this is a guy that wasn't on my radar before the draft. Obviously, I'm sure he was on yours. But the more I read about this pick, the more I learn about this guy. I really do like him at the defensive lineman. I don't know, is he really a rush stopper, though?
So he's going to stop the run. He is DJ Reader's quote-unquote replacement. That will be his main job production. However, there's questions about his pass rush. The thing is, though, at Michigan, he did not have to pass rush. That wasn't what he was used for.
Would he really have to here?
We could use a little extra push up front.
Yeah.
But that's also why you have Rankins and you have B.J. Hill.
Yeah.
And then you also have Murphy and Hubbard who can play on the inside. So he maybe doesn't have to do that. His main goal is going to be stopping the run. However, if you've seen any of his videos on Twitter, The man is happy to be here. His father was an NFL pro, so he knows the experience. I want to say his father did 7 years in the NFL for the Carolina Panthers. Mm-hmm. So I absolutely love the pick. He was clearly on my radar from day one. And ironically enough, when the Bengals drafted him, he was basically the last defensive tackle in that tier. So it was like, oh, God, is somebody going to trade up and take him before us? Yeah. And when he fell, I was like, if they don't take Chris Jenkins, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at this pick either. I mean, at Michigan, Chris Jenkins, he was a captain at Alabama. At Michigan.
Yeah. There ain't no roll tide over there. It's go blue.
Ain't nowhere to be confused.
But, captain at Michigan, on their way to a national championship, of course. But the thing I like about Jenkins' game is he's a good run defender, which is needed after last season for the Bengals. So it'll be interesting to see how he can develop and learn from others.
Yeah, I'll love to see him. I think he can definitely get on the field day one here.
Yep.
And
do you mind if I throw one more player out there?
Yeah, I just want to say, go ahead, talk about any extra Bengals picks.
Obviously, another former Wolverine, Eric All, helping restructure the tight end room. I love the double up that they did. A lot of people are higher on the guy in Arizona. I don't know a lot about him, but they actually ranked him higher than Eric All. So they said if you just flip those two picks, it makes the Bengals draft look a little bit better.
Do you mean Eric All was ranked higher than the Arizona guy?
No, the Arizona Mashlin, I believe his name is. He was rated higher than Eric All on most boards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you swap those two, it makes it Eric All, because there's talk that they might have reached a little bit on All.
Yeah.
But the one I really want to talk about that everybody seems to be happy about is Matt Lee, 7th round pick out of Miami, Florida, center. Probably the starter in 2025.
Really?
Taking over for Ted Karras.
When you say 2025, you mean this coming season?
Oh, no. So a year. He learned behind Ted Karras for a year and then take over.
Gotcha. I was just clarifying.
Yeah, no, they are extremely, extremely high on him. So I've seen nothing but good things when it comes to that. But to just finalize everything and recap it up, I do think that the Bengals, for me, is a C, because I will see what happens.
Yeah. You took words right out of my mouth.